This is the vlog for July 24th. And as you can see, these are definitely different digs than I am used to. This isn't, let's not even call it digs. Let's call it the kitchen. What it actually is the laundry room. But we've moved everything in here to make it a kitchen while the construction is going on. So my sister flew in today and she's taken over the room in which I usually do this. And she's definitely in her second trimester. She's expecting in November, which is still 5 months away, but she has a swelling. That's her using the bathroom and sneaking through right now. She's in really good spirits and she's in really good health, and it's relaxing to see her enjoying herself. She was on the plane for like 5 or 6 hours today. And must have left, East Coast time. She must have still been up quite early to be here by 11. But I'm actually, my parents are out there too, and I've got dandruff or paint flakes. I don't know what it is in this house. So they're out there just having a good time, reminiscing. And it's my mom's birthday today, so I've said happy birthday to her. But happy birthday again. And I forgot a card, so I'm sort of a scrub son, and I need to get one and give one to her tomorrow if I can. But yeah, I haven't got a lot to talk about because it's just been, family today. Anna's husband is in the Marine Corps, and he can get assigned to all sorts of places, but the most likely candidates for his assignment in the future, after my niece is born, are going to be San Diego, Okinawa, or North Carolina. Of the three, North Carolina is definitely probably the lowest on the list. No offense to anybody in North Carolina, but the options of San Diego and Okinawa are very interesting. My sister would definitely prefer San Diego because that's the closest she would be to here, to where my grandparents, my future niece's grandparents, my parents live. And we're a close-knit family, and we want to be close to each other. And I want to be able to be close to my niece, and I would love for them to be down in San Diego, and we could do Disneyland or something cool. Anna's not too keen on Disneyland very early in her daughter's development, and that's acceptable. I mean, it's sort of lost on a 1-year-old. But when she was about 2, we went to Disneyland. I was maybe 4 or 5, and we had the time of our lives. Or I had the time of my life. My grandparents were there, and I was such a little poop. I wanted to be, even though I was like 4 or 5 years old, probably a bit big for a stroller, I wanted to be pushed around everywhere. My sister, on the other hand, who could just barely walk, and this is according to my dad, wanted to run everywhere. And they put a strap, like a luggage strap from a suitcase with rollers. They put that on her and just let her run on a leash, basically, to do whatever she could, but still be within range. Because she didn't like to be carried. She wanted to be able to be on the ground, but she also didn't want anybody to hold her hand. She would go, no, and do one of these. I don't remember exactly her being on a leash, and I don't remember what she was doing much on that trip, but I do remember no being something that she would do. And so she had a good time. I had a great time. I remember a lot of stuff. My dad and I rode the monorail, which I called the Mario, apparently. That's his story. But and my sister mentioned one of the things that she's hesitant to sort of, she's not sure she wants to do Disneyland because Disneyland in the 70s and the 80s, looking back at the video footage and people's vacations and stuff that they showed on the Disney Channel, those were a golden time for Disney. What's his face? Eisner would sort of eventually run it into the ground. Not necessarily run it into the ground, but diminish its stature with poorly kept parks, and he was the guy that came up with Disney sequels for direct-to-video, which made a lot of money, but definitely tarnished the image of Disney. And he was eventually ousted by the board, and I think the Pixar guys are the ones that sort of picked up the ball and really brought Disney back into the limelight, and are one of the reasons they're such a powerhouse, not just as a film studio, but the Disney parks have gotten a really good reputation again. They're very expensive, but hopefully you get what you pay for. But I think I need to make it my mission, as an uncle, to take a trip down to Disneyland. Now that I've got a raise, I can save up a little bit of money and set aside a weekend. Hopefully, it'd be nice to do it around my birthday, actually. And I can make that a goal for myself. Save up some money, and around my birthday, head down there and sort of get a feel. That time of year is definitely one of the best times to go, especially around here. The weather's horrible, but down there it's a balmy 60 or 70 degrees when it's not raining. And what's a little rain to a Seattleite, right? So, if I go down there and I take a walk around and I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm not overcome by having to have a band on my wrist to, scan into things, and I'm not surrounded by money-making sort of stuff that's just tourist traps, that kind of thing. If I give it a clean bill of health, she'll probably be much more interested. And I definitely would love nothing more than to be part of my niece's first trip to Disneyland. That'd be great. And it's 6 minutes, so I think I'm good now. So I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.